Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and it is Thursday, so that means we are keeping it simple sometimes. That's right, I want you to scrapbook with me. Remember last week we created this base. So I have all of these pieces of cardstock and leftover scraps that I am contemplating how I'm going to use on this layout. I have a little bit of a saying here and I have some labels which I will fussy cut out, and some cameras just to add to the layout in the blues and the yellows, and some more different cardstocks that I'm going to use, and these two photos of my boys. Alright, so this is our layout that we did last week. Remember, it was a horizontal and we just used strips to build the whole layout. So before we get started, we're going to mat our photos, and my photos today are 6x4s, so I am choosing two of the colours from my background, and you'll notice they're the colours in the photos so that I am picking up those and making them stand out on the page. Then with the cardstock that's here, I am cutting 2.5 by 2.5 squares, and we're going to use those in the background as well. And I've just mixed and matched all different colours from the papers that you can see that we used last week, and that's what our cardstock is. So I'm just cutting up a little bit more here just to make sure that I've got enough squares to fill in the back of the photos as they're on the page, but also to add points of interest. So I'm just going to trim down or fussy cut these labels, and these are printables from, I don't even know where I got these ones from. They were a free printable from somewhere, and I've just cut out these labels because they were the colours of the layout, so there's blue and yellow as well. And I also have the cameras which I'm cutting out, and those cameras have come from Scrap Sketch where Lisa has her printables. Alright, now I do need a little bit of this blue in my feature that I want to put on my layout, so I'm just going to trim that down to 2.5 by 2.5 as well. So now I have another one that we need for the background. Just mounting the photo to the mat, and that's quite a quick and easy task. I use double-sided tape. That's my preferred option for adhesive. Other people use a tape runner. Other people use dots and so forth. Whatever you feel comfortable, that's the one you use. As long as it's acid-free and doesn't eat into your photos, it's all good. Alright, so what I thought I might do, to follow the diamondy pattern at the top and the chevron-y pattern across the middle, I thought I would build a sort of a diamond background using the cardstock, plain cardstock, to add the neutral colours in, so that calms down that busy paper as well. So you'll see that the cardstock and the pieces that I'm using are all the colours of the photos and the colours of the papers. Now, they are my two boys in those photos. They are 20 years apart, these photos. Can hardly believe it. That little one there at the top, that's my youngest son. He was 2 in that photo. They're now, and my son, eldest there was, he would have been, if he was 2, he would have been 12, because there's 10 years between them. So the photo down below, 22 and 32. So they're the difference in the boys, 20 years in the making. So I am just layering up these labels behind the photo just for points of feature, but also journaling points that I will use on this layout. You can see that those squares that we cut have created a nice extra layer for the photos to sit off that busy background. And the cameras are because these are snapshots of the boys. And I'm just going to put down the labels into permanency because I'm happy with they are sitting, and I'm just putting that yellow one at a bit of a jaunty angle so it's a 3-point, and that allows them to sit there. Now that quote down the bottom says, "Be happy, be bright, and be you," and that's what I keep telling the boys. They're very, very similar. It's funny, people, they work together now and they call them the Price Boys. They game together, they socialise together. They're brothers, yet they're friends, and their friends are the same friends. It's really very, very funny to watch. But they are different. They're chalk and cheese. My eldest is brave and gung-ho and an adrenaline junkie, whereas my youngest one is very caring and soft, and he's very much a homebody. So it's very funny watching the difference between the two of them. Yet they have a lot of things in similarity as well. So here's the layout. It's come together quite nicely. I'm going to use stickers because in this month's How to Kill a Kit with Style, we're using up our stickers. And as you can see, these ones have pretty much lost their stickiness. So I really want to use them up before they start falling off and we're losing them everywhere. And I will go and put them through the Xyron sticker maker in a moment to put them onto the layout and keep them there permanently. So it says 20 years in the making. That's what I call in this page. It just 20 years in the making of this then and now photo. Very strange. They, as I said, they like the same things. They love Jurassic World, both of them. They love gaming. Yet they then have very different likes in other areas. So I'm just going to add a little bit of stickles to these cameras here. This is nice and easy for you to do as well, just to add a little bit of zhuzh to your page. Make it look a little bit more sparkly. Yes, it's a boy page, but the camera's lens is sparkly, so that's okay if it's in the sun, and that's why I've added it there. The next thing that we're going to do to finish off this layout is that we're going to add some Nuvo drops in sets of 3, and I'm putting them across here, as you can see at the quote, and I'm also going to end up putting 3 up in the top right hand corner so that I have 3 sets of 3, and then that drags your eye around this layout. So yes, this is a masculine layout. Yes, this is a boys one. It all came together last week. I'll put the link down below of the video from last week so that you can go back and recreate this base yourself. I hope that this is a quick and simple layout for you. It shows you how easy it is to make a simple layout with leftovers and scraps. It's so easy and it came together so effectively. The key that you need to remember is use the colours of your photos to guide your paper choices. Okay, now I didn't know what photos I was going to use on this layout when I created it, and the same will happen now with this layout. So I've gone through all my scraps and I pulled out all the complementary colours that are in the greens and the peaches colours here, and I'm just playing around with the paper to work out the best way to put these scraps together so that it works and creates a base that we can work on next week. So I have one that's slightly larger than 6 by 12. I think it's about 7 by 12 or 6.5 by 12. I then have another one, and I'm going to keep that branding strip there onto it as a border. So it's a natural border into the layout. With the rectangle of olive green that I had left over, I'm going to use that like a base, maybe for the photos, maybe for, I'm not sure, but it will be an anchor point. And for the other 2 colours, I'm going to create fishtail banners which will run in underneath. Now I don't have enough of that floral one to go into 3 full banners, so what I've done is I've cut them into rectangles of 3 by 3s, and then I have fishtailed 2 of them, and I will run them underneath the green that I'm going to run across the middle, my anchor point, and that will look like that I have a full banner running underneath, and only you and I and everybody else who watches this video and next week's video will know how that works. So when you're looking at it, and you'll see this in a moment when I put down this anchor point or the middle strip, it looks like I have 3 solid banners happening across my page. Can you see that? I'm just going to put that in there and trim it down a little bit. Oh no, not. I'm going to lift that part and tuck it in underneath so it looks like it is running all together, and then I'll repeat it again over this side, lift it up and tuck it under, and now I've got 3 fishtail banners running down my page. and my anchor point in the middle. That could be for one photo, it could be for multiple photos, I'm not sure. So we're finished up now, ready for next week, and these are what we have achieved today. Thanks to everyone for watching, I really do appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you think I've earned it. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Happy scrapping till next time, and here's my next video recommendation for you. Don't forget to check out what we did last week so you can do this week's one.